What's up, beautiful people? How are y'all doing? I hope you're having a great day. I had a rough day. I had a really, really rough day. But water under the bridge. Water under the bridge. Tomorrow's a new day. But right now, we scratching everything that happened in my day. And we're gonna talk some more about this psyop, right? This thing that the media is pushing, social media is pushing to somehow radical Islamists are taking over American cities and implementing Sharia law. Okay, number one, let me say this. I would never want Sharia law to be implemented in the United States. I would never want it. And the way that our government is set up is that the Constitution reigns supreme. Okay. Therefore, Sharia law could never exist in the United States of America. That's just a basic understanding, right? No religion will ever be able to set up government according to their religion. Impossible. The Constitution is the Bible, basically, for America. That's what gives people their rights, not their religion. Their religion that they practice is something that is afforded them. They have the freedom to practice whatever religion because of the Constitution. Okay. Now, let me continue by saying to all the people that watch me, whether you're a Muslim, Christian, Jewish, whatever, I love you. Okay. Let me just say that I love you. And I hate that anybody comes under scrutiny because of their faith, simply because of their faith. Now, if you were a radical, we got radical Christian groups like, the Triple K movement. We got radical Islamic beliefs over here, i.e. the people that, support Hamas. Right. We get that. And then we got I don't even know what to call this sect of Jewish people that do the things that they do within our country. But I know that that's not reflective of the whole. I understand that. Okay. I hope that everybody understands that, because I just got done watching a video and I'm still watching it. I was going to share it with you guys. I don't know if I'll get dinged, but it's of Dearborn, Michigan, a year ago, when the whole Hamas, Palestinian, Israeli thing was going on real hardcore and they had protests and all that. Yeah. They did a walkthrough in Dearborn, Michigan. Some random guy. He just did a whole video talking about Dearborn, going there to see if any of the stuff was true. Like I want to do. I want to go through Dearborn. So I want to share that with you because it's a stark difference than what you've seen last night. See, and right now we got clippings everywhere and all these supposedly journalists, all you fake journalists, bro. I just want you to know, as journalists, I hate you. As people, I love you and I pray for you that God will come and into your heart and make you stop being a liar, right? But you as a journalist, I hate you. I hate false journalists, the journalists that lie. I can't stand you guys. Reason being is because you add to the problem. And then people want to ask me, Cash, why are you so adamant about this Dearborn thing? Why does it matter to you? You're not a Muslim. True. I'm not. I got a lot of Muslim friends, though. And I know that we have a lot of Muslim children in our country that are proud to be Americans, patriotic even. Dearborn is very patriotic. They love America just like any other Christian or any other Jewish person or any other atheist or whatever religion they are. They love America. And in fact, they say that Dearborn is unique and it is the most American place on the planet. Because if you study the history of Dearborn, let me tell you something. Dearborn, the reason why they have so many Arabs is because when Ford started their factories, they hired a lot of Arabs with the $5 a day thing, right? I just learned this. And they stayed there with that company. They put in a lot of hours and they worked hard. They came here as immigrants. They weren't given no handouts or nothing. They worked. They worked to build a life. And then guess what they did? They didn't destroy a community. They built it up. They built a community, a sort of safe haven for when other immigrants come through and want to build a life. They have a place that they can go and still feel a little bit of normalcy as far as, their religious practices, the food, the culture. And they did that. How is they're building a culture over there and making a beautiful community, right? How is that any different than Chinatown? How is that any different than Jewtown? How is that any different than when you go to a city in Chicago? We'll say Little Village, right? You go to Little Village, you got a bunch of Mexican restaurants and people speaking Spanish. And how is that any different? How is that any different than Greektown? You go to Greektown, it's nothing but Greek culture, but they're Americans. All of these places that I just named are Americans. They're proud Americans. So why am I talking about this? Why am I mentioning any of this? It's because there's a psyop to make people hate and fear Muslim Americans. We're not talking about terrorists. We're not talking about people that want to do you harm. These are people that have lived in America for over a century. Over a century, people. There's been an Arab community over there that has operated the same way. You say, Norma says Islam is a violent religion and they want to kill Christians. Norma, I disagree. I disagree with that in America. That's true in other places in the world. Stop putting that off on the people over here. If that's the case, then we can say the exact same thing about how Jake Lang went through Dearborn talking about a crusade. A crusade. What did they do during the crusades? They killed people that were not Christian. Is that a representation of how all Christians believe? No. No, it is not. That's why this is why this needs to be talked about, because media got people believing that your brothers and sisters in America aren't your brothers and sisters if they don't have the same religion as you. You know, when people go and fight these wars for us, when people fought in the Iraqi war, when people fought in whatever wars, our servicemen and women in our country are made up of all different religions. You got atheists, you got Jews, you got Muslims, you got Christians, you got Hindus, you got Buddhists, all of them serving in our military. And do you think that they want to harm you? Do you think that the people that serve our country want to harm this country? No. There's people in Dearborn that probably lost family members to a war. I'll bet you some of the people in Dearborn have children that fought in the Iraqi war, and Afghanistan war. Muslims have fought and died for our freedoms as well in our military. They didn't do it just because it was just a thing to do. They did it because they're American and they look at you as worth defending. The people that are Muslim that join our military think that you're worth defending. But we're gonna attack them. We're gonna attack them because they're Muslim. This is wrong. It's wrong. No matter how you want to swing it, it's wrong. To the people that are spewing all the Jewish hate, it's wrong. There are Jewish people in our military that think that you're worth fighting for. They're risking their lives because they feel like you're worth it. This country is worth it. And we just throw them to the side and say, well, they're not the same religion as us. That's messed up. That is messed up. Straight up. Let me show you guys Dearborn, Michigan. And by the way, let me just, before I jump into this, let me say, the people that are spewing this, you guys, this is why I say it's a psyop. Because you'll look at somebody like Ilhan Omar, who is a socialist, who I believe hates this country, and because she is a Muslim, you're making that reflect them. But guess what? The people of Dearborn wouldn't have voted for an Ilhan Omar. How do I know that? Because they vote overwhelmingly conservative. Overwhelmingly conservative. Okay? So make the distinction. When you're talking about these things, when you're saying that we don't want Sharia law, we don't want the type of people that believe that America should have Sharia law. That's who we're talking about. We're not talking about Muslims. We're talking about radical Islamists, not Muslims. There's a difference. There's a difference between a radical, white person that's a KKK member or, believes that all black people and Jewish people and anybody that's brown is the devil, is the worst thing in the world, than the white person that lives next door to me. Make the distinction. Not everybody is the same. And in America, we're a melting pot, bro. We're a melting pot. It's simple as that. Let me show you Dearborn. Let me show you guys Dearborn, because I want you to see for yourself. All right, let me see. All right, here we go.
What's up, man?
Next?
Yes. Nice to meet you, bro. Abe is a local celebrity food critic known as the Halal Food Junkie.
We're live. We're at my big fat shawarma.
He is among tens of thousands of Lebanese Americans in Dearborn. Should we check this one out?
Yeah, we're about to eat. I'm actually hungry now. Now I'm hungry. Good chicken shawarma. Thank you. You're good. No. We can chat. Nothing about this. Dearborn food, man. Y'all in Dearborn.
Abe's parents came during Lebanon's civil war as a...
Let me stop. I got to say this too. A lot of people always talk about our founding fathers, okay? I want to talk to you about George Washington, first president of the United States of America. Look this up if you don't believe me. Do you know what they called George Washington? A Mohammedan Christian, because they said that he was more like the Muslims because of his Unitarian faith. Because George Washington didn't believe that Jesus was God. He believed him to be the Messiah, but not God. And he only prayed to God. That's George Washington. Go read his letters. Okay? Also, did you know that one of the first countries, the first country to actually recognize the United States as an independent nation was Morocco? Did you know that Muslims helped fund the war against England? They funded America against England. Look all these things up. Okay? Maybe then you'll have a different view.
Thousands of other Dearborn residents. Thousands more came during wars in Iraq, Syria, and Yemen.
My dad in the 70s, Civil War, came here for a better education and a better job. Same thing with Iraq and the whole Saddam Hussein thing. The Yemenis,
But Arabs' presence in Dearborn...
I agree with you, Chris. But again, if you've been watching the start of this, you understood what I just said. We can all disavow that. We don't want anything radical on any end from anybody, right? But we're not talking about all of our Muslim brothers and sisters that are in America. That's all I'm saying.
Predates any war. They are in Detroit when Henry Ford began building the Model T in 1908. He, known as a racist and an anti-Semite, preferred hiring Arabs to Jews or blacks. After Ford introduced the $5 day, the number of Arab immigrants swelled. By the early 1920s, a majority of workers on the Model T production line were Arab. When Ford moved its headquarters to Dearborn, a nearby suburb, the Arab community moved with it, meaning Dearborn has had Arabs for a century. Today, around 55% of Dearborn's 110,000 people are Arab, making it...
Look at that. Do you guys see that? Look at all of those Arabs there at a football game. You guys see that? Let me remove this. Hold on. Let me remove this so you guys can see this. This is crazy. I can't believe... Who would have thought that they would have been doing something so American like watching a football game? That's the strangest thing ever. Let me take myself down real quick so you can see this. Look at that. Oh, is he wearing a Michigan jersey right there? Oh, my goodness. Oh, they got hijabs on and stuff too, but they're at the football game? Oh, my goodness. Who would have thought? That's not assimilation right there, is it? Because they have football over there in the Muslim countries. Yeah, it makes sense, right?
America's only Arab majority city. Dearborn.
All right, guys, we got arriving news. Shout out to Hamas. We got
Unbelievable.
unbelievable.
The door here, for anyone who wants to come and say, people aren't patriotic or whatever.
Yeah.
We got the full American.
Better call Solomon right here.
Yeah. There's his. There's so much. There's like 10 of these.
Oh yeah, right
My cousin works for one of them.
Dearborn is
They got American flags behind the people that have jobs there? Oh my goodness. I would have never thought that. I wonder why there's no camels on the streets. Oh my goodness, they have actual cars. That's crazy.
vastly more prosperous than other Michigan manufacturing cities like Detroit, Saginaw, or Flint. There are businesses and large homes everywhere. Someone in the mayor's office told us that Dearborn hasn't died or suffered like those cities because its backbone is entrepreneurship. Everyone comes to Dearborn to start a business.
Think there are any people in Dearborn?
Wait, the people come to Dearborn to start a business and not raise jihad? They're not jihadists? They didn't come there to jihad? They came there to start businesses? That would make sense of why there's so many businesses that got Arab writing on it. Yeah, that makes sense.
Dearborn that will vote for Trump? Is it like a decent number?
I don't know, man. Make America, what did they say? Make America great again? Is that it? Yeah. We'll see some law signs in the next month or two. People love Trump here. I feel like
What did he just say? Did he just say that the people love Trump there? I guess it makes sense because they all voted for him overwhelmingly. That's strange. Wonder why.
they do, and and then of course there's a lot of people that love or Democratic.
What's this sign here, this flag? These over here.
That's a for Ashura. I know what I'm saying.
Ashura.
Yeah.
The Shia holiday.
Yeah.
Or is it a holiday?
I won't say holiday because that's like more celebrated. It's more of a commemoration.
Commemorating what?
Imam Hussein, the third Imam after Imam Ali and Hassan, got killed. I grew up here. All my friends, because like my friends live here. I know a lot of people that live around here. It's the most beautiful street in Dearborn, I would say. Look at.
Do you think in the Arab community here in Dearborn the idea of the American dream is popular? Like, do people think about the American dream making it?
100%. Not even 100, 2,000%.
Wow. They really believe in the American dream. And it shows. It really does. If you think about it, it shows. Thriving community, businesses, very clean, beautiful homes. I mean, it makes sense that they believe in the American dream. They're really living it. I think we should take some notes, really.
They never say Smallah.
What's that?
Smallah means like beautiful, you know? Or mashallah.
So you think any of these houses are owned by white people, or it's pretty much all Arabs?
I would say all Arab. There's probably maybe a few. Oh, that's my high school. It's Fort.
Whoa, that's a gorgeous high school.
It's public or private high school?
Public.
That's a public high school.
It's about I would say 90% Arab American Muslims. 2,000 students in that whole school. Bro, like.
That's crazy. Did you see that high school? It's a beautiful high school. You know what I noticed? That high school is very beautiful, and the kids that are coming out of there aren't being Islamified. You know, like radically. That's strange. And it shows because, again, they're very prosperous in that community, and everything's pretty. Just saying. It just doesn't add up. You believe the hype, then you look at the place and you're like, nah. If you watched the videos last night, then you're like, oh, I'll never want to go to Dearborn. But then you watch this video where there's not a rally going through, a rally of a white supremacist cosplayer who's actually Jewish going into the community, slapping a Quran with bacon. It makes sense. And then to all you people on X that were in journalists, that journalist, you know, the Nick Satoros and the whatever groups there are, there's a bunch of them that are propping them up saying, this is so amazing. We need more Christians doing this. Yeah, because that's Christ-like. That's Christ-like, going somewhere and then disrespecting them and enraging them to anger and provoking them to sin. Yeah, that's the right thing to do. You're right. All Christians should do that. Grab a Quran and go and burn it in front of a bunch of Muslims that you really want to give Jesus. That'll be the way to do it. That'll bring them right in, right? You guys are oh my God, forgive me, Lord. You guys are retarded. Oh, God, forgive me again. You guys are stupid. You're stupid.
Arabs here are like Americans.
Yeah.
They go on dates with their girlfriend, you know what I mean? They go to parties, even though I never went. I was more conservative, but you're literally living the American dream here. If you think about it, like the American way of lifestyle is, you know? Prom, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Ford is headquartered
They don't have prom in Sharia law countries. Prom? They're doing prom over there in Dearborn? That's American right there. That is American.
in Dearborn, right?
Just past it.
That's your mosque.
You gotta go there every year.
Biggest mosque in North America.
Biggest mosque in America. North America now is in Toronto, actually.
Wow. Yeah.
I can take you. Oh, it's today Thursday?
Yeah.
Maybe after the game we can go for like. Yeah, Starbucks. No one ever goes there anymore. Ever since. Look at Smith. Like no one goes there.
Really?
The boycott's real.
Yeah.
It's real.
What? So you mean when conservatives called for a boycott against Starbucks, the Muslims, those crazy Muslims in Dearborn supported and didn't go to Starbucks? They actually did it? No way. Why? Why? That is so American of them.
And beautiful.
We're here. We're live. What's up?
Oh my God, look at all those Arab girls not wearing their hijab. And guess what didn't happen? They didn't get buried up to their neck in sand and beat with bricks. I think it's because they're not living in a country that does that. I think it's because they're enjoying American freedom. Looking happy too, drinking their frappes. Strange world, isn't it?
How are you?
Do you know these people or you just slept?
Don't believe anything he says.
Okay, thank you.
Believe me, we don't.
Is she wearing a Michigan shirt promoting an American school? Go Wolverines? No way. That's crazy.
Hey, I'm taking them to a Fortson football game tonight. They don't know that Arabs watch football, so I gotta take
He doesn't even know who you are. I just showed it to her.
Say wallah.
I swear to God.
Is he a celebrity here?
Yeah, I would say so.
Pause. Answer a question from the chat. What are your thoughts on the Epic City in Texas? Well, from what I hear, if the Epic City is trying to implement Sharia law and create their own government, well, then obviously I'm against that because that's un-American. I'm against anything that's un-American. So Epic City is completely different than how they operate in Dearborn. Dearborn ain't trying to do nothing like that. They actually have their own city. I mean, anybody can live there, but majority of them are Arab and Muslim, and they haven't implemented Sharia law or called to. Contrary belief, I know, is contrary to popular belief, but they have not tried to implement Sharia law in over the 100 years that they've been there. That's strange, right? But Epic City, yeah, no, we ain't going for that. We don't want Sharia law in the country. I agree with that, 100%. The same way that I don't want a theocracy in our country in any form, whether that be my beliefs or Jewish beliefs or Muslim beliefs. That's fair. That's what our founding fathers wrote into the Constitution. We don't want that. We're not that. That's all.
Think so? I don't think so.
I think so. So, like, Intel, you're a Muslim?
Yeah, I'm Muslim.
You're a Muslim?
Yeah. What do you think that was? That was what?
Why would she have to ask that? She's Muslim or she's Arab. Why would she have to ask if he was Muslim? If it's, Sharia law over there. Everybody that lives there is a Muslim, and he's famous. He's a famous guy over there. He's popular. He's a food critic. Everybody knows him. Listen to what she says.
Say atheist?
They thought he was an atheist, but he's popular over there. How could that be? How could that be?
Bro! The stereotype in Lebanon is that there's a civil war and people kill each other over religion.
That is such bullcrap. That is bullcrap.
Dismiss the stereotype for the audience.
We're all like family to each other. Religion does not like break that from us.
What? Did y'all just hear that? I know y'all just heard that. Oh my God, say that again, sister. Say that again.
The audience.
We're all like family to each other. Religion does not like break that from us. Because if anything, all creation from God.
Dearborn might be the 7th largest city in Michigan, but it's a family, it's not a city. I graduated 10 years ago from high school. Usually they have the 10-year reunion. We didn't have one because we see each other every day.
How did it end up that so many Arabs came to Dearborn?
So,
Pause. Religion does not break that for us, is what that young sister said. We are all like family. Religion does not break that for us because we are all God's creation. And guess what's unique about that? She has the freedom to be that way and think that way because she lives in America. You talk about assimilation. She has assimilated. She was probably brought up over here. Talk about assimilate. Come on, man. Come on. There's nothing more American than what she just said. And if you disagree, you've drank the Kool-Aid.
My family included, when we first came, they fled Iraq, and so just like many of the Arabs here, they fled the war back home, and they came here. They heard about Dearborn, they heard about the diversity, they heard about the Arabs that are coming for the assembly line, and it was well paying at the time. A lot of people, they came here and they were still supporting their families back home, and that was where the migration started.
What years was this?
This was back in the 50s, 60s, 70s.
Wow. So you do economic development kind of work, right?
I do. Yeah.
So, when people think of like this area, we are in Flint today, obviously Detroit, these are places that have seen huge population collapses with industry leaving, GM, whatever. Has that happened in Dearborn?
There were no foreigners to what happened in 2008. But what's different with Dearborn is the small businesses. Literally, small businesses are what run the city. If you go around right now, walk around.
That's American as ever. Small businesses run the city. Why? How? How is that possible? I'll tell you how. Because they're a community. They do business with each other. We should take notes across the country and all these cities that we live in. We should come together. If you're a Christian, right? And mainly Christians live around you. Guess what? Let's start a community. Let's open small businesses and say we're going to shop with each other. There's nothing wrong with that. And not exclude anybody. You can come and shop with us as well if you're Muslim, if you're Jew, if you're black, if you're white. Doesn't matter. That's what they did. People go to Dearborn that are different faiths. Everything's fine. Look it. This guy walked in there. They didn't even let him pay for his food. They treated him warmly. Come on, man. Come on.
Drive around, you'll see a lot of small businesses.
Yeah.
More than franchises. The money stays in the city. I do my laundry with my neighbor. I get my juice and my coffee and my tea from my neighbor. We keep it close.
I mean, that's unique, not just compared to Flint or Detroit, but to anywhere else in the country.
Yeah.
I don't know the last time I've been to a place in the U.S. that has this much community. A common narrative in politics now, especially after like George Floyd was killed, is that America's a racist country, and America's just like we need to atone for racism and all this kind of stuff.
No, it's not a racist country. I don't think.
What? What? He said that's not a racist country. I don't think it is. That's American.
I don't think it is. I really don't. I'm not gonna lie. I think if people were educated, they wouldn't be a certain way, or they're a little bit more ignorant, not racist.
Let me answer this. The mayor told the white Christian he was not welcome in Dearborn. So how is that, Cash? I'm assuming you're talking about Jake, because that's who he said that to. And you know why he said that? Because Jake showed up causing chaos. He didn't say you're not welcome in Dearborn because you're a white Christian. You're not welcome here because you're a jackass. That's why. Because you're a jackass. You're out here causing problems. That's why you're not welcome out here. It pisses me off. I'm not even going to lie to you guys, bro. It pisses me off that and I don't fault you. I don't fault you because you guys don't know. You don't know Jake. You don't know him. I know him personally. Personally, I lived with the I lived with them in prison, in jail, in DCDOC. I know him personally, okay? I'm praying for the brother that he would get his actions right, praying for him all day long. But he is foul. He is foul. He is cosplaying a freaking Nazi while he is Jewish. He's been to the wall, kissed the wall. Nothing wrong with that. I have no problem with that whatsoever. But it just adds fuel to the fire, because now what's being said is go on X. oh, look, another psyop from the J words. And they show Jake. So it adds fear. This is why I say it's a psyop. You think that those pictures weren't going to come out? No, they knew that they were going to come out. Jake does not do this by himself. He is connected. His little whole group is connected. The guy that you seen screaming like a raging fucking moron next to Jake, he's another one that we all have pegged. We know who he is. He's a troll. He's a fed. He's all of those things. But he was there with Jake, screaming into the camera. They're paid to be there. They're paid to cause chaos. They're paid to make a spectacle. And then on the flip side, the opposition will post up the pictures of Jake being Jewish, because he is. His mother is Jewish. Very Jewish. Nothing wrong with that. But now the racists that he claims to be a part of are posting the pictures, posting up, showing Jake is Jewish and saying, look, it's them again. Who is them? Jewish people. But then Jake says, no, I'm white. I'm white. So now it looks like an even deeper psyop. Now it looks like, again, oh, maybe Israel put Jake on the payroll. No, it wasn't Israel that put Jake on the payroll. It's people in this country that hate our country, that want to see our country fall, that want to see the people divided and be controlled, that are funding Jake to do this. I don't even, honestly, I'm going to tell you something. I don't think Jake has a say in the matter of what he does. That's how deep I think his ties go. He has no choice. He's got to play these roles. He's got to. Let's get back to the video.
I feel like racist is a hard word.
Between its focus on community, entrepreneurship, and football, Abe claimed that Dearborn is the most American place you'll find. Nowhere was this clearer than at Fordson High School's home opener football game, where grandparents born in Yemen cheered on their grandkids, where most of the football team had Arab names, and where girls in the stands wore hijabs underneath their cowboy hats.
All I'm saying is, who said Arab Americans don't love football?
Possible. We could both be right. But don't think that that dude has any credibility. And don't insult me again, or I'm going to block you, because I'm really not. I'm not having a good day today. And I'm ready to cuss you out. So watch your mouth, all right? Watch your mouth, or I promise I'm just going to block you and not deal with you. You're more than welcome to stay and comment, but I'm blocking motherfucker. I'm blocking people today, bro. I'm in the mood. I'm in the mood.
What does football mean to the city?
It's the legacy of Dearborn. It's the legacy of Dearborn. There you go.
There it is.
What does football mean to this high school?
It means everything.
Oh, yeah?
This school is revolved around our football team.
For Fordson?
Yeah, for sure.
Fordson is the pride in our
Who is
forest.
you? Who is get an interview of all these people? Come on, brother. Come on. A day in my life. Over here.
I mean,
It's a video.
why is everyone wearing the pink cowboy hats?
And the Cowboys are Western.
Cowboys?
This is my boy right here.
What's up, guys? We made it in.
No bad bitches here. And we just won that.
After the game, many people went to Dearborn's main mosque, which is the largest mosque in America, for Thursday night prayers. Now, Islam has two main groups, Shias and Sunnis. Around 80% of the world's Muslims and almost all Muslim-majority countries, including Egypt, Saudi Arabia, Turkey, and Pakistan, are Sunni. But Dearborn's Muslims are mostly Shia. The difference between the groups started as a dispute over who should succeed the Prophet Muhammad as ruler of the Muslim kingdom or caliphate. Over the centuries, though, it's expanded into differences in tradition and culture. There are only a handful of Shia-majority countries, which include Iran and Iraq. Hezbollah in Lebanon is a Shia organization. So are the Houthis in Yemen. This is why people allege Dearborn is anti-American. People here express pro-Iran and pro-Hezbollah views to us off camera. Many were intensely Israel and opposed American foreign policy. Many people here support Hamas, and after October 7th, Dearborn was nicknamed the Jihad capital of America for holding ceremonies honoring Hamas and celebrating the attackers. Since then, it's held remembrance ceremonies for fighters in Hezbollah and the group's leader, Hassan Nasrallah, who was recently killed by Israel. Abe took us to the mosque that has hosted some of these events.
All right, I'm going to stop right there. Let me reset. Let me apologize to y'all. It's been an off day today. I don't mean to be angry towards none of y'all. It's been a day today. I had CDL school. It kind of sucked today. And then seeing all the stuff on social media and seeing people that I followed sharing these things with Jake and propping him up as a hero, it pissed me off. So I apologize. All right. Let me say that and reset. All right. I love you guys. Stefan, my bad, bro. All right. I'm not trying to take it out on you. I just, it's one of them days. I'm sure y'all could tell. All right. But we're going to keep it rolling.
You guys ready? Yeah.
We just had a great time right now. We just prayed. They also had a chance to listen to Dua Qamar, which every Thursday night after Maghrib and Isha prayer, they have it here at the mosque. And this is the biggest mosque in the United States of America. So we welcome everyone to come in.
Now, most people did not want to talk politics on camera, yet we got one person who would. Imam Qazwini, one of Dearborn's most prominent Muslim leaders and one of the most prominent Muslims in America, somebody who's held meetings with numerous presidents, popes, and other major figures. We sat down with him at his mosque where he spoke for his community.
Why most Muslims hate America? Many Muslims, not in this country, around the world. Why?
You heard that? You heard what he just said? Not in this country, but around the world.
For one reason, for its blind support of Israel. Historically speaking, it was the Christians who hated the Jews, not Muslims. No doubt, America is the best country on earth. They are against, homosexuals. We are against homosexuals. We share many, many ground. The day the U.S. stops supporting Israel, or at least act neutral, Muslims have no problem. So it is the actions of Israel that made Iran and Hezbollah anti-Israel. Otherwise, if the U.S. had not done that, nobody has an issue with U.S. Why they would hate the U.S.?
Tina, I love you too, but I have to disagree with you. We have not been fighting Islam for thousands of years. That's just not true. That's not true. Exactly what this guy just said. Real talk. We have not been Muslims helped to fund the war for America to have independence. Just saying. We've always had good relationships with Muslim countries. Like he said, it wasn't until, think about this, up until before Israel became a country, we didn't have nothing going on with between Muslims in America. And not saying that it's Israel's fault or anything like that, but just makes a lot of sense. Think about it.
But I believe if the Israelis would realize that there is one way for them to survive without depending on a foreign country that sits 6,000 miles away. There will be a day America will not continue to support Israel for any reason. It goes bankrupt. Then the Israelis have to defend themselves. How 5 million, 6 million Israelis will defend themselves in face of 400 million Arabs? How? Tell me. Mathematically tell me. How? Now they can because America has their back. But in
okay, let me stop. Some of what he's saying probably is garbage. I'm speaking about what I know, what I've studied. Now, Stefan says it's called taqiyya. Do you know what taqiyya is, bro? And mind you, everybody, I studied the Quran. I used to practice Islam, okay? Not before, but, I had a weird phase where I practiced Islam, and I studied massively, okay? Taqiyya. Taqiyya is only permitted, which is you can tell a lie, because in Islam, you're not allowed to lie. That's a core tenet. You're not allowed to lie. They believe that Muhammad didn't lie. That's their belief, okay? You're only allowed to lie, and it's not to lie to cover your true intent. It's not. That sounds malicious. It's to lie to save your life or another's life. That's what taqiyya is. Look it up. You're only allowed to lie to save a life, whether it's someone else's or your own. That's the only time you're permitted to tell a lie. So I challenge everybody just to study it, not to convert, obviously, but to study so you can know. Study to know yourself approved so you can talk to people about all of this.
50 years from now, 40 years from now, when America is not on the horizon anymore, the Israelis have to depend on themselves. 400 million facing 6 million. They will wipe them out.
To his other question, do you think that if America abandoned Israel, there would be a Holocaust of Israel?
Look, I don't know if there will be Holocaust of Israel. But historically speaking,
you say we can't lie when we are asked if we believe in Jesus. That's where we are different. That's my whole point. As believers, we are different. We have things in common, but we are very different. You know what I'm saying? That's the truth. But this is not what this live is about. This live is saying that the American Muslims in our country are the same as us in the sense that they should be afforded the freedom to practice their religion, whatever it is, and not attacked and not made to look like monsters, because they're not. They're living their lives just like we live our lives. They just have a different faith. And as true believers, we're called to pray that they would have an encounter with Christ, not to treat them foully, not to treat them wrong or look at them wrong. No, we pray for them that they will come to know Christ. And that's it. Simple. I don't know why that's so hard.
it was the Christians who hated the Jews, not Muslims. Anti-Semitism is a European phenomena, not a Muslim phenomena. It is pro-Israeli lobby that is milking our country.
All right, I'm about done with this video with this guy. I'm just going to talk to you guys now. You say, I agree with you. Does that include Sharia? What's your thoughts on that? Never in America. Sharia law has no place in America. There's only one government in America, and that's the American government. Our way of law is the way to go. Far more humane than Sharia law. So no, Sharia law is not welcome in America. All right. And then for the brother that says he goes to the Middle East all the time, totally, I understand. But that has nothing to do with here. American Muslims are far different than the Muslims that live in the Middle East. They are way different. Some of them Muslims over there don't even like the Muslims over here because they say that they're not really Muslim because of the way that they live. They see the girls walking around without hijabs on, going to football games, going to prom. This is my whole point. This is the point that I'm trying to beat into everybody to understand that these people that we're talking about, American Muslims, are different, just like we're different. We are far different Christians than in England. We are far different types of Christians than in Rome, than in Russia. It's the truth. We're far different than Christians in China. We're very different. It is what it is. And the difference maker is the freedoms that we have. We can't be forced to do anything. We can't be forced to go to church. We can't be forced to read the Bible. We can't be forced into anything because we're protected by the Constitution. We have our own rights. That's my point. The Constitution would never allow Sharia law to happen in America. Muslim Brotherhood, trash. Trash. Lindsay, so Cash, have you read the Quran? Yes, I have. Yes, I have. I have the Quran. I have the Quran over there on my bookshelf. I read it cover to cover when I was incarcerated a couple times. So, yeah. The Americans are just lukewarm in religion. Doesn't make their religion compatible. 100%. I agree. If we found it was practiced secretly, how do we combat that? They go to jail. They go to jail. A matter of fact, let's go deeper on that. Which part? Which part? If you're talking about like if they were to judge someone in Sharia law, if they were to cast a judgment on someone, like give a woman or a man 80 lashes across his back for fornication or stone a woman, obviously they're going to prison. They are going to prison, made an example of that. We don't have that here in America. Deborah says, would you cash leave your children with the Muslim? Muslims are allowed to lie to Christians. That's not true. That is just not true, Deborah. And would I leave my children with the Muslim? I don't leave my children with anybody. I don't leave my children with anybody. I wouldn't leave my children with a Muslim any quicker than I would leave them with a Catholic priest. Just saying. I did not want, my son was in catechism, my oldest son, and I had a problem with it. I did not like my son going to this church or whatever church is called, a Catholic church. I was not okay with it. I was not okay with the little speech that the priest gave. I did not like it. The way that they said things, and I just didn't like it. I didn't like it. So yeah. Do they have it in English? Yeah, here. This one of them that they got in English. You can get that one. They got it in English, but you know, if you want to read it, just to know it, just don't fall into, you know, this is just me speaking to you as a Christian now. If you're going to read the Quran, make sure that you're firm in your faith and you can see everything in there and see where in my opinion, and this is no disrespect to Muslims, but where the deceptions are. All right. That's my advice. So yeah. But would the community hold them accountable? I'm sure that you would have some Muslims that hold them accountable because a lot of them fled because they didn't want to be underneath Sharia law. A lot of Muslims that are in this country today fled a place like that. A lot of the people that are in Iran, the women that are in Iran don't want to be in Iran. They want to flee. They want to come to America. Why do you think they love us so much? They don't want that. They want to be Muslim, but that's extreme. The way that they do it is extreme. It's not hard, guys. It's not. Yeah, like the child brides and all that. Yeah, no, we ain't for none of that. None of that. No, you're good. You're good, Jada. Don't worry about it. How do you feel about the child marriages? Obviously, it's never gonna happen. It's horrible. They'll be castrated, in my opinion. Hey, Diane, how you doing? Cash, the guy who was told that he didn't belong in Dearborn by the city council a few weeks ago. That was not Jake. Oh, well, I don't know. I got to look it up. I got to see what he was doing and, you know, why they said that. And if the mayor did say that, then, and he didn't have a valid reason to say that, and he's wrong. It's easy. See, it's not hard, guys, just to say what's right, to stand on what's right. I'm not excusing any radicals in this country. If there's some radical Muslims in this country, then yes, they are not compatible with Western civilization. Yes, they need to assimilate. And if they cannot, then I agree. That's a problem. If they think they could come over here and implement Sharia law, that's a problem. And I would have been okay if Jake would have just went and gave that message. But that wasn't what happened, as you seen in my live yesterday. I have no problem with somebody standing up and protesting and saying, we don't want that here. I'm with you in that. It's the way. It's never what you say. It's how you say it. That's for me. Let me ask you, does it state they want to run the world? Is that true? Honest question. No. So, and this is Muslim belief, okay? They believe that Jesus, is when he comes back as the Messiah, he's going to rule the world and he's going to judge the world. That's what the Muslims believe, that he is going to judge the world and then everybody will become Muslim. Everybody will have the chance to convert to Islam. That's what Muslims believe. And if they don't convert by that time, then they're going to be dead. Same way in the Bible, like they're going to be gone. They basically, you're going to hell. You know what I'm saying? The thing that they differ on when it comes to Jesus, everything else is the same except for this one thing. They don't believe that Jesus is God, and they don't believe that Jesus was crucified. Those two things. Everything else, they believe. Everything else in the Bible about Jesus, they believe. They just don't believe what what we believe, that he was crucified, rose on the third day. They don't believe that. They don't believe that he was God in the flesh. So, yeah. Listen to ex-Muslims. They'll tell you what's up. Yeah, that's me, ex-Muslim. Thoughts on Aisha and the age of marriage? Horrible, disgusting. I'm not Catholic. I'm Lutheran. I feel that. I'm not judging nobody on whatever they are, whichever you are. I believe that God gonna lead everybody the way that they're supposed to go, and then ultimately, I'm praying that leads them to Him. That's for everybody, atheists, everybody. B, that's actually where Biden let radicals in. Yeah, that's the problem that we're having. But now American Muslims are getting the brunt of it. Kind of like the same thing that happened after 9/11. We started looking at all Arab people with a side eye, like, what you doing here? You know, and really they've been American, they're super American. But now we looking at them like, oh, you might be one of them people. It's often the local cultural norms that are enforced through Islam. Well, I know you're pretty good, Cash, after, 4 or 5 years? Yeah, you do, 100%. What is exactly why we must stand against that ideology and oppression following them here? Cash for president? Never. I would never want it, but thank you. I never want it. I couldn't do it. I'd be smacking people, man. I wouldn't have the temperament. Let me see what else we got. They say Jesus is Muslim. Yes, they say everybody's Muslim. Everybody. They say that every single person in the world, when they're first born, is Muslim. Because what is a Muslim? A Muslim is somebody that submits to the will of God. So at birth, you automatically submit to the will of God. You're automatically a Muslim, and then you get, in their eyes, you get indoctrinated, and you convert to something other than being a Muslim, which doesn't really make sense to me, but I understand. All right. There are plenty of videos where the Muslims are telling us that they will rule the West. That's in another country. They say that they will take your life if you don't agree with their way. Just go to YouTube and search. I'm not saying that that's not true. All I'm saying is that our American Muslims that have built a life here don't believe like that. That's all I'm saying. I know radicals exist. 100% they exist. But that's not what we're dealing with in Dearborn. On a majority. Are there some? Of course. There's probably more than some. But they have no power. They just have ideas. It's the same way that, here, let me break it down like this. You guys remember when they tried to say that white supremacy is the biggest threat in our country today? You remember that? And we're all like, no, that sounds stupid. It's the same thing. It's the exact same thing. Radical Islam is the biggest threat to America today. It's not. It's not. A person saying that they're going to conquer the West and they're going to do that if they're an American and they're saying it, I take that no differently than a backwoods sister lover, right? That says one day the South is going to rise again and we're going to take out all them blacks. Whatever, dude. You got a couple people that think like you, but it doesn't matter. The rest of America does not feel you. Same thing with the radical Islamist that happens to find himself in America right now. Nobody agrees with you, bro. You got a couple idiots that might follow you, but eventually, obviously, you won't win because on a majority scale, sane people like myself and you guys that are watching me are like, nah, we not going for that. You see what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Because that's how I see it. It's the same thing to me. All right. This is a hard black pill to swallow, but you're right, unfortunately. Yeah, I appreciate that. What city is nearly 80% white supremacist? I don't know. I don't go to them cities if they exist. I don't know. I'm sure there's a couple of them, down in maybe Mississippi or something. I don't know. I know they're here. All right. Well, let's be fair. Remember, everybody got mad. People trying to make a white community, just all white people. That's all they wanted was white people. And then people were like, they should have the freedom to do that. We're sick of living around them blacks. They're violent. And I agreed. I'm like, hey, go for it. If that's what they want to do, I ain't got a problem with it. Go ahead and make a white community. It's cool with me. It's the same thing. Who cares? I just won't go there. That's just how it is with me. Makes me feel heavy for the American people, suckered into drama constantly. Yeah, they try to keep us distracted and not together because we're easier to control that way. If we're always looking at each other, trying to fight each other, we're never looking to them, the ones that are causing the problems, the ones that are funding the chaos. No matter race, religion, or color, there are radicals. People have to see that. Exactly. It's always a race or religion the media pushes on us. Yes, D. Nope, they can keep their Sharia law. I agree. They could keep it. Now, West Virginia is dope. Don't you ever, listen to me. Don't you ever, Jada. Don't you ever speak bad about West Virginia. Ever. I love West Virginia. I'm going to retire there. I love West Virginia. That's one of my favorite places in the whole world. Sundown towns. Yeah, they exist. We got sundown towns here in America still. Dearborn is 80% Muslim. So, I don't care. You go to Skokie, it's like 99% Jewish. Who cares? I do not care. Chicago's like 90% black. You know what I mean? Who cares? Who cares? Doesn't bother me. It's always the race or religion card. Yep, 100%. Kelly says, true. Tom McDonald, the system in real time. Love West Virginia. See, that's what I'm talking about. Shout out to West Virginia. I love that's God's country. You hear me? That's one place where you'll never have Sharia law. If you ain't a Christian, don't even go to West Virginia. That's God's country right there. Tell you what, I love West Virginia, man. I love my West Virginia people. All right, say that's 1,000% true. Sean Allen, LMAO. Hey, I saw a video of it and dude was hella racist. You probably found one out there. They got some racist people too, but it's a lot of good people in West Virginia. God-fearing, just really nice people. I love West Virginia. Demographic and statistics cause division. Yes. See, I love you guys. I freaking love you guys. Look, you know what's dope about this chat? I'm the only one that got mad today. I'm the only one that got in my bag a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And all of you guys are just, everybody doesn't agree on everything, but we're talking and we're communicating with each other. And that's how it's supposed to be. Bouncing ideas like, hey, Cash, I disagree with you on that, but I love you. And I'm like, yo, salute, love you too. That's how it's supposed to be. That's how it's supposed to be with Dearborn. Hey, I disagree with your beliefs, but I love what you guys are doing with the city, community. It's all good. And hey, you guys don't want Sharia law, right? God, no, we don't want Sharia law. Wallah, we don't want Sharia law. Is all we want to do is just live the American dream like we've been for the last 100 years in America. And these radicals, we ain't got nothing to do with them. That's it. It's just like when they talk about black crime and I say, yo, I ain't got nothing to do with them. Just like when they were trying to say that all white people were racist, was standing against BLM, and then white people everywhere was like, yo, I ain't got nothing to do with them. It's the same thing, you guys. When the Pope, when the priest was caught diddling the children, Catholics was like, yo, I ain't got nothing to do with them. We don't believe like that. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. Do you feel me? If you feel me, put it in the chat. Say, I feel you. Because that's what it is, guys. Don't fall for the psyop. Don't do it. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, so you caught that? You caught that, Steven? I said, wallah. Yo, that's what they say, wallah. I got nothing to do with it, wallah. That's it. That's it. See, I feel you. I love you guys so freaking much, man. I really do. I really do. You say, but they don't relay that message. I can introduce you to some people that will relay that message. I know them. Some of my best friends are Arab. Some of them are Muslim. Some of them are Christian. A lot of them are Muslim. And they love America. They love this country. And they're like, bro, this is crazy what they saying. Justin over there on Instagram says, what's up? How's the trucking? Man, it's going, bro. Today I had a bad day at class, but we ain't gonna talk about that. But I'm getting it. By the time class is done in a week and a half, I'll be ready to go. Oh, yeah. In Dearborn? Yeah. Yeah, I got, well, no. That live in Dearborn? No. I don't have friends that live in Dearborn. I got a guy that I'm trying to reach out to have him come and talk to you guys. I want to see how he feels, and I'm going to ask him the questions. I'm gonna ask him all the questions, bro. Do you want Sharia law in Dearborn? Hey, do you love America or do you hate America? Hey, how do you feel about Christians? I'm gonna ask him all of those things if he agrees to come on. All right. So we're gonna do that. Hey, Danielle from Texas. God bless you, American brothers and sisters. Amen. Standing strong together. Christ is King of Kings. I agree 100%. That's what it's about. Right there. And guess what? We don't hate nobody. We don't hate nobody. And if we're correcting you, it's because you are a Christian that is acting un-Christ-like. Okay? That's it. That's the only persons that we are correcting. If we got a criticism, we're talking to the people inside the house, not the people outside the house. The people that we're trying to get to come to the faith, we ain't judging them. We got to give them grace because they don't know. The Muslims in Dearborn, they got their faith. They don't know what we know about Christ, so they don't accept Christ the way that we do. If we love them, if we pray for them, and if we're good examples of what it means to be a believer in Christ, maybe they'll come over here. Maybe. But if not, at the very least, hopefully, they're just acting like good Americans. And at the end of the day, we're not a theocracy. It's all we want people to do to live in this country is to be good Americans. Am I right or wrong? That's all we want. People to be good Americans. Our faith is important to us, but it's not important to everybody in America. And we have to accept that. Okay? We have to. We got to. But in your day-to-day, you just be a good representation of Christ. So if you have the chance to share the gospel with somebody, well, then maybe you're bringing them over here. And not only will they be a great American, but they end up being a great follower of Christ. And you brought a soul into the kingdom. The best country. The best nation. Ever. Kingdom citizens. At the end of the day, that's what we're trying to do. They tore down American flags. Okay. I disagree with tearing down American flags, but it's America. It's America. Jake Lang went out there and burned the Quran, slapped it with bacon. There's people that burn Palestinian flags and all that. I disagree with burning the American flag, but America. America. That's just it. Yeah. That's it. I'm just saying, guys. God bless. It's okay, Cash. I was called a fascist Nazi today till I told them I was independent. I feel you. Ain't that strange? We just get called all these names. Say, my aunt has a doctor's appointment in Dearborn. She's terrified. We're from Michigan. Go there and experience it yourself. I'm going to do that. I'm going to go there. I'm going to go, God willing. Let me say that. God willing, I'm going to go. I'm going to end up going there just to see it for myself and go and talk to the people. I'm sure it's going to go well for me when I go there because I'm a people person. And I wear Christ as much as possible. That's why I try not to get angry because I want to cuss people out and call them B words and mother effers. That Samuel Jackson comes out of me when I get angry. So I try not to get angry. Yeah. Yes, Cash, speaking truth. Yo. Love from North Carolina, Cash. I love North Carolina. I would love to see you do a live on what you think about the mayor of New York. Or I'll do it right now. I'll tell you what I think about Mamdani. I think that Mamdani is an extreme socialist, and I think he lied to the New York citizens, which is not, it's not strange that a politician lied to people to get votes, and he's not going to be able to do any of what he said he was going to do, and the people are going to see him for the charlatan that he is, in my opinion. That's just me. We are not supposed to be doormats. You're definitely right. We're not supposed to be doormats, and we're not. You're not a doormat. I don't think you're a doormat, Kelly. I think you're dope. Go to Cornell Street. That's where I grew up. I got you. Is it Stephen? Do you pronounce that Stephen? Because I be saying Stephen. Is it Stephen? Watching from Massachusetts in the house. Michelle Frost, I love you. I do. Rose Huff, you still here? I love you too. Shout out Rose Huff. Mama Dawn, you here? I love you too. I love all y'all. I really do. Mom Donnie is a communist. Yes, he is. 100% agree with you on New York. Darlene, so I think that's why we're all here. We get along. We get it. We understand. All right, got you. It's Steven. If it's Steven, then okay, Steven or Steve. Gotcha. Okay, Steven or Steve. I got you, Steve. Hope New York City loves the communism. I'm praying for New York. I don't want them to have to experience that. I hope that he fails drastically in that New York. You know, I hope that he fails in bringing communism, but I hope that New York succeeds. That's what I mean to say. I hope that New York City succeeds. I hope that Mamdani actually pulls himself together in this term that he's going to have, and that he actually does some good for the people. That's what I hope. I don't hope that he's a complete failure and that he does nothing right or any of that. No, I hope that he does get some stuff right for the people. Could get it a little bit easier over there. You know, that's what I hope. If someone disrespects your house, they need to go. Yeah, 100%. Lord, I wanted to say so much, but I was driving. I hear you, Michelle. I hear you. Oh God, guys, my bad. I got a little fired up, didn't I? It felt good. Oh man, because all I'm trying to do is speak some truth, man. Speak some truth and bring people together as being Americans. Now, if we could bring people together as being Christ-filled, then that's great. That's the ultimate thing right there. But at the very least, to get people to come together as being American and not crapping on each other's rights just because it's different. You know, their views are different than ours. We got to stop that. We've got to stop that. Missed the whole first hour. Dang, yeah, you did, and it was a good first hour. Let me tell you, you got a little spicy in here. Hey. What's going on, Diane? Talking to Rose. Love Rose, don't we? Rose is a saint. Glad you didn't while driving. Yeah, you probably would have been like, yo, what's going on? How come I'm green? Because you are not a subscriber, you are a member of my YouTube channel. That's why. You are a member, and I love you for that. Thank you. Only members get the green and the stuff. That's pretty cool. You got it. Good night. Good night, Michelle. Yep, membership. You got it. They will always use identity politics to divide. I've watched this my whole life. It can get frustrating to watch, but talking with people, which they don't want, can make all the difference. Exactly why I like doing these lives. That's exactly why I like doing these lives, because I like to believe that I've built some credibility with my audience. And I ain't trying to steer nobody wrong. You know what I'm saying? I'm not. And if I'm wrong, I would definitely say that I'm wrong. I did it. Oh, crap. Somebody became a member. Who was that? Jada became a member. Thank you, Jada. We got the round of applause on here. Should we do that? Should I be corny? Can I be corny for you guys real quick? Let's do it. Shout out Jada. Jada became a member. We got to start doing that. Round of applause for people when they become members. I think that's cool. Thank you, Jada. Appreciate you. Let me see. Watch the rest once it's posted. Okay. Say I debate well. Thank you. Oh, we got another member. Tempest is a member. Thank you, Tempest. I appreciate you. Yo, my YouTube's been bumping again, you guys. And it's because of y'all. My YouTube has been growing. I've been noticing it just gradually getting better. And this is off topic. This is off topic of everything that we've been talking about. I just want to be real with you right now about my day, since I said I didn't want to talk about it. So let me talk to you guys about it real quick. All right. I'm on this little journey right now. I'm trying to get my CDL because I have to get, I got to get more income, right? Life has been different since I came home from prison. It's been great and I'm blessed, but I'm going to be totally honest with you. I feel like a complete failure. And I'm about to give you the truest thoughts from Cash that I have not given since I've been home. I feel like a failure. All right. I feel like going to prison, I let everybody down. You guys, my kids, my family. I let everybody down. And I wanted to come home and do good. And I have been. But it has been a complete struggle. It has. And if it had not been for Mama Dawn, Papa Dan, D, thank you. I got you, D. I'm going to give you the round of applause. Everybody that become new members, I'm going to give you the round of applause. But let me get this out. If it wasn't for Mama Dawn, Papa Dan, Rose, Kim, Cindy, there's a couple good people that I got in my life that have helped me be able to be stable, you know, helped out with holidays for my kids the whole time I was incarcerated. And since I've come home, like this Christmas that passed, they helped get most of the presents for my kids. And I've been trying to get it back together, trying to do the social media thing. And it's been rough because I can't move the way that I did move. Before, you guys know, I would go and hit the streets. I would be out there at different rallies. Like if I wasn't on probation, I would have been at that Dearborn thing just to cover it and talk to people. And that's where my passion is. My passion is creating content. My passion is filming. My passion is editing. And I would dare say even journalism, right? But I haven't been able to do that because the way life is set up still. I still am on probation. I can't move freely. And I have to do what I have to do to make sure that my family's okay. So getting the CDL has been tough. It has been tough. I don't talk about it. I don't, I'm always positive, right? And the reason why I say that it's been tough is because it's something new for me. And I have had a phobia of semi-trucks since I've been 6 years old. And my grandfather was picking me up to take me to school, and he had a heart attack while we were driving, and our car rolled into the street in Hammond, Indiana, on Calumet and Fayette. And the semi smashed the car and tilted, like jerked the car, and it kept on rolling. And I put the car in park. My pawpaw had on his neck brace because he had an injury from when he worked at U.S. Steel. So he always had on his neck brace, but it shifted him when that semi hit us and he's having a heart attack. And I'm looking in his eyes, like he's looking dead into my eyes as he's dying, like gasping. And I remember it like vividly, right? And I put the car in park. This guy jumps out the car from behind me, tells me to get out the car, get out the way so he could try to do CPR. And I watched my pawpaw turn blue, and I watched him die right in front of me. And I have always been terrified of semis. Always. Even driving on the highway, like I try to hurry up and get out of the way. I was so nervous about getting on the highway when I first started driving a car because I'm like, semis. Anytime I would see a semi, like it would make my heart rate go up and I would just pull over to get away from them. I would always try to stay away from them. And I gotten better with it over the years of being a man, obviously, but getting the CDL gave me anxiety. Like it gave me anxiety the moment that I thought about even getting it. But I said, this is something that I have to do because I can make more money for my family. So I said, I'm gonna get my CDL. So we started roads. We started driving Monday, and I was a wreck inside myself. I don't show emotions. I'm good at keeping everything in, but I was a wreck. Like I was sweating, and it was not hot in the car. It was just nerves. But I did it. I got behind the wheel, I put it in gear, and got on the road. And my whole thing is I want to be safe. Like I don't want to ever hit nobody, and I don't want to kill nobody, while I'm driving, and I don't want to be the person that causes a phobia in another kid that I have. You know what I'm saying? So it's in my head while I'm driving. So I'm like super cautious and extra careful. And if I miss when I'm trying to learn the double clutch, if I missed it, I'm like, oh my God. And I hit the little switch and the air burst and it freaked me out a little bit. So I'm trying to get it back. That was today. Today was just a really rough day for me. It was hard because I couldn't do nothing right. And I felt like a failure. I'm like, okay, you're failing right now. You are failing. They're going to fail your kids again. You're going to fail your wife. You're going to fail. And it just was in my head. So when we got back, after I got out the truck, they were like, do you want to go home? Because everybody was leaving. Or do you want to stay and practice the offset, the pulling up and pulling back and offset? I said, I want to stay. Because in my mind, I'm telling myself like, okay, you suck today. You have to do something right before you leave. So I go to do that, but they had the test vehicle out because they were taking out the other group. So I had to use the Volvo. So I jumped in the Volvo. When I get in the Volvo, I can't adjust the mirror. The mirror's messed up. It's not automatic, and the window doesn't roll down to where I can adjust the mirror. So I had to have the instructor try to adjust the mirror for me, and it still wasn't all the way right. But I went with it anyway because I'm like, I'll just use my driver's side mirror because it's all I'm doing is straight lines backing up anyway. And I know the moves. I've mastered that. I've mastered the going forward and going backward and offsetting. But for some reason, because I was so inside my head, I could not get it. And I felt even more angry and like a failure. So after a pep talk from my instructor, Miss Monica, I love her to death. I love her. She reminds me of my auntie. And she was ripping into me. She goes, "No, baby, you need to calm down. Your nerves is," and she's just going in. And I'm like, "You're right." And I'm making all excuses, before I said she's right. I'm making all these excuses. Like, yeah, it's just because of this and that. And I had to stop and say, "Nah, bro, take accountability. Tell the truth. I'm just having a bad day today. All right. I'm in my head a little bit. I got a phobia of semis." I didn't want to tell them that I have a phobia of semis because I'm in a semi class to learn how to drive a semi, right? So she gave me a good pep talk and assured me that I'm doing good. And it's all I got to do is come in tomorrow and forget about everything. Because I told her, she says, "Why are you in this class? Why are you doing this?" I said, "Well, I have to because I can't get a job anywhere else and I got to provide more for my family. I'm just getting by. I'm not able to provide for my family the way that I used to be. So I'm trying to get to that." She goes, "Okay, besides that, why are you?" And every answer that I gave her, she stopped me and she goes, "Listen, you notice that every reason that you're here is not because of yourself, not because you want to be here. It's because of somebody else, your kids, your wife, your family, the people on the road. You want to be safer." And I'm like, yeah, you're right. She goes, "You got to want to do this for you. So tomorrow when you come in here, you got to get over your phobia. That should be a thing. You got to get over that. You've got to get your mind right. You come in tomorrow and lay everything else out the door before you come in here on the range. When you come through here, I want you just to focus on understanding and getting better at it. That's it. Forget about the worries of outside of this and bills and why you got to do this." And I'm like, "You're right." And I swear to God, you guys, when I was walking out of school today, I wanted to cry. I was so mad at myself. I was so mad. And then I got in my car and this is the truth. This is the God's honest truth. I turned everything off, all the music, everything, and I was just singing. I sang all the way home. No song that's created. I just sang to God, praying and singing. I was singing a prayer to God to just direct my life, man. That's it, But she made me think when I was there, my passion, right? Beyond my kids and my wife and my family, my passion is truth. It's creating, talking to people, being in front of a crowd and bringing people together, for the right thing. That's my passion. That's what I'm good at. I don't have to practice because it all comes from, it's just a natural thing. It's from right here. And I am really good at it. And I had it. That's the thing that gets me is I had it. I had the platform. I had the, the speaking engagements. I had all of it. And now it's just been such a fight to get back. It's been a fight. And right now I'm just doing what I've got to do. Yeah, I don't know. But that'll never stop. That will never stop. I'm going to just keep on making sure that I keep doing the thing that I'm passionate about, which is this. No matter where the journey goes, if I got to do trucking and do what I got to do to provide, I'm going to make sure that I do this because this does bring me peace, talking to people and bringing people together because that's what it's about for me. That's what it's about for me. And with that, I'm going to get off. I'm going to go hang out with my family. I love y'all, man. Don't fall for no psyops. Love God. Love your family. And love the people next door to you, Love your neighbor as you love yourself. That's it. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. It gets muddy because we're like, oh, we're patriots, we're Americans, but then at the same time we say that we're believers. And that's true. Both are true. We are patriots and we are believers, but sometimes we confuse what being a patriot actually is. Being a patriot is just loving your country and being willing to do anything for your country, you know? And because of the freedoms that we have, we kind of go out of bounds sometimes. We got to rein it in. Don't never stop being a believer. Don't never stop being Christ-filled, because then you won't get out of bounds with being a patriot. All right? That's what I got for you. Let me go back so I can say hey to my newest member and give her a round of applause. There's it. Yep, there it is. There it is. Miss D. Thank you, D. I appreciate you. And that's all. That's it. I hope y'all have a good night. All right. I will see you tomorrow. Maybe later on today. I don't know. It depends on how I feel. But I do love you guys. And thank you for hearing me venting and all of this stuff. I'm going to get back up. All right. I'm going to get back up.